New York, and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Ebro in the morning. The rest of my cast isn't here, so Theo Rossi is taking over the program. Give it up for Theo right now.
Filling
movie
in.
out Friday.
Filling in.
Vault. This is a heist movie?
The largest unsolved bank heist in U.S. history.
So it's based on a true
1975,
story.
True story. Yep. These dudes ran up, these blue-collar criminals who did not know what they were getting into in Providence, Rhode Island, which at the time was the third largest organized crime mafia to New York and Chicago. Being the smallest state in the union, it was kind of impressive. They had this dude, Raymond Patriarca, running everything, really doing this stuff for New York and Chicago. And this heist happened of the bonded vault. And back then it was $34 million, so it was equivalent to almost like $200 million now. And it was unexpected. They thought they were going in to like get a couple of gold chains and get like whatever, and they walked out with $34 million.
And I guess you can't give away how the story is.
Sure, I can. I can do whatever I want.
No, but we don't want to because we want people to go see it.
Yeah, of course.
Now, in a world where you have done television,
Correct.
Mostly,
Mainly.
this is now box office.
Yeah, and we got 5 coming out in the next year and a half. Yeah.
How much of a dramatic shift in your brain is this from doing television to doing movies?
I'm a big fan of film because you kind of can go in, and the way I attack characters of like really kind of trying to change everything. I never want to be close to any character I've ever played. So it's a nice thing to do for like sometimes 3 months, sometimes 6 weeks, and kind of just put it away after it and kind of move on. With television, you got to sit with a character if you're lucky for 7 years. Like Sons, for Cage for almost 4 years, we do those seasons. You got to live with that. And if you're playing like a really emotionally distressed character, which I seem to always play.
People love giving you those.
Yeah. When I do that, it could definitely, I've learned to not let it bleed into my life. So with films, I can kind of go all in and then get out.
Now, in your brain, it seems like you're not the people, because I know you personally, you're not any of the people you've ever played.
Yeah, no.
But for some reason, crime is around a lot of characters that you do play.
Yeah, all the time.
How do you feel about that?
I think that the way it started, it was my way in. You know what I'm saying? Like I was going to actually write about this recently, and we're about to go talk about this in some thing is when I came in, 2000, I was told by this executive at this big studio, she said, listen, if you could do anything else, do it. Don't do this because they're not going to know what to do with you.
What does that mean?
You
Why?
don't fit in a box.
Why?
Nobody knows where to put you. Right?
Background.
Anything. The way you look, the way you are.
You could be Italian. You could be North African.
Spanish.
You
could be Middle Eastern. Which like they don't know what you are, so it's not going to work.
Wow.
So I took that as almost like a challenge, and the way I found my way in back then was sitting across an interrogation table in all the shows I was doing without a trace. NYPD. I was always playing the criminal.
Right.
Shaved head.
Right.
Kid from New York. I'm the criminal.
Right.
Okay, well, that's my way in. And then obviously my life changed dramatically in 2009 with Sons, right? Because now we are on this major stage. Cable television was taking over.
Now, but you guys didn't know how Sons was.
No.
You had no idea how big that was going to be.
No.
Even based on what they were spending to make an episode, because they feel like they put in a good amount of money.
Cheapest show ever made. Nobody, super
really?
cheap, yeah. No, we weren't. And double that up on top of that, when we premiered, the night we premiered was the day that, and if I think I'm 100% positive here, was the day that Sarah Palin announced that she was going to, they announced she was going to be vice president. So no one watched the show because everybody was watching the news outlets. So like that, we were like out. Like no one, we were like, okay, this is cool. We'll do a couple episodes and it'll be canceled.
Yeah, Sarah Palin, where everybody was like, yo, this is kind of bimbo-ish, kind of hottish MILF is running
and
for
like the news went,
vice president. This
the
is
news
kind of
went
cool. I'm gonna
haywire
watch that
over
instead.
it. Yeah, they went haywire. So we were like, no one watched our show. And then it wasn't until like really season 3 where people, this is back in the binging time where people, it was available on Netflix before they had tons of shows where they used to have older shows. And then season 4, the whole game changed. Life changed.
So that was when it.
Yeah, it really changed. Yeah, and it was right when my character kind of like, everything just changed.
But so, walk me through that, right? Because you know, on one side, and I can relate to this when you're a kid, you come from mixed heritage, right? You know, for me, it's my mom's Jewish, so she's white, but nobody sees me as a white guy, right? No. It's not. But when my black family, they're always like, "You're the whitest person in our family." So to them, I'm white. I'm the white kid, right? But kind of being caught in the middle it sounds like that's your professional life.
My professional life has always been more of like, I just never want people to know me as my name. Like, it almost kind of like...
Oh, so you like this. You like kind of being
I like
ambiguous.
to just be my characters.
Got it.
I want my life to be completely separate from the people I play. I have no interest in being a brand. I know that's hard for PR and everybody else to hear. I don't want to hear. I don't want to be Theo Rossi. I want to be Juice, Shades, Ghost, Deuce. I seem to play a lot of people with one name, but I just noticed that.
Well, that comes with criminal activity. One street name.
I'm going to play Swiffer next and Vacuum. Like, I feel like, no, I don't want to be, I want to be my characters, and then I want my life to be completely separate with my kids and my family and my business. Like, I'm outside of that. That is very hard to do in today's entertainment world because we all are becoming our own entities, and ultimately people are just playing themselves on film and television. I don't want to play myself. So because we're starting to blur the lines, right? Where people are like acting's acting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't murder people in real life.
Right.
I don't sell, I'm not.
I mean, you are from Staten Island, so I mean, we don't really know what you did.
The grimiest place on the planet.
We don't really know what you
literally
did.
the grimiest place on the planet. All love, but grimy. It is just one of those things where I just want to escape into those characters, and that's kind of what I'm really trying to do. It's what I kind of hang my hat on, and my fans who have followed me from the beginning, I'm an extra. I started as an extra.
Right.
Literally to get my SAG card. I was doing, anything I could. I had one word in Malcolm in the Middle and like moved up. And people have just always rode with me because like I'm just trying to be exactly who I am. Like, that's it. And so my characters are a reflection of everything I'm putting into.
But isn't it an indictment on kind of, I don't want to say it, the movie industry, because I think the movie industry mostly does everything for money. Right, mostly. So they do their research and they know what people are going to spend their money on. Also on television, right? They do their research and they know what people respond to. But I guess the reason I use the word indictment is because somebody who's of your ethnic background, which is, I don't know, I'm reading here, it says Italian, Spanish, Syrian, your great-grandmother's from North Africa, right? Like a lot of different, you grew up in Staten Island, right? The indictment, I guess, would be in a space where someone tells you, we don't know what to do with you. We can't fit you in a box.
So make him the criminal.
So just make the North African, Middle Eastern, Spanish-looking kid, just make him a criminal because that's how people see them anyway, and that'll play well.
Yeah, and that's changing now, thank God, right?
So you think there is a shift?
100% now. Yeah. I think that right now, if you see what's going on, the shift started a couple of years back where it's like, no, there's more to certain ethnic backgrounds and certain people of color than just being the criminal.
Now, has any of it been because you have people like 50 Cent, because you have people, what's the guy that does black, Ava DuVernay, the guy that does Blackish, Kenya Barris, you have, what's the
Cheo.
Oh, yeah, Cheo Dari Coker, shout out to our boy Lee Daniels. Medea, Tyler Perry.
100%.
Shonda Rhimes. I mean, there's a lot of people who are
It starts in the creator space.
Right.
100%. Anything, listen, systemic nature, which you and I could talk about forever, everything starts at the creator space. It has to start at the beginning somewhere, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I was just saying this recently. I was doing this film out in Austin for a friend, and I was on this 2,000-acre ranch. And I'm sitting there doing this film, and I was like, wow, this dude's got 2,000 acres. This is bananas, right? Mm-hmm. And I met the son of the son of the son, right? And he's like, yeah, it's been passed down to my family and this. And I'm thinking 2,000 acres in Austin has got to be, I can't even fathom, millions and millions upon millions of dollars. It's generational wealth, right? So either way, they're good.
Right.
It starts way back, right? So it's like telling people now, we want you to win the race, but you're starting outside the stadium.
That's right.
And everybody else is on the line. So it's like, and then when you finish second, they're like, why'd you finish second? It's like, man, I started outside. I was getting out of my car, and you told me the race started.
Yeah, you're not even celebrated for the fact that you even finished.
But that you're even in it.
You're even in the race.
So I think that what it is, and just like with Hollywood, and this is where the shift is so really incredible to watch right now, is that it starts in the creator space. So the story's being told where people are like, wow, that's an amazing story. It's like, no, those stories always been there. They just weren't being told. Right? Because that's just the way the game has been set up. It's no fault to anything. It's the way the game is set up. Mm-hmm. So I think that when you look at that with wealth and you look at that in arts and entertainment, it's like, it's got to start somewhere. So the start is now, just like it starts with us. Like, your daughter is going to have a better life because of what you've done.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? My two sons are going to have a better life because of where I'm at, where I didn't, but they're going to. And so it has to start somewhere. So 6, 7 generations from now.
Now, your beginnings in Staten Island.
Yeah.
You grew up, mom and dad in the house.
No. Father left officially. Birth father left officially when I was 9. We were just talking about this. Yeah, mom had to do her thing. She had gone to FIT before she was raising the kids. So then she had me and my sister. So she had to start a business out of the house of designing like dresses and stuff. So now it's become like this really big company. Father was gone, just always in the streets, always doing his thing, just totally lost touch. And those dudes were like, and the way Staten Island's always been portrayed, I've always said this, is like, when you grow up a certain way, you don't think you could be John Starks, Don Mattingly. Like, that seems out of reach. It's cool to have the posters, but what seems in reach is the guy in the Cadillac, the dude who's getting treated like a king in the restaurants. You know what I'm saying? The dude who seems to have the girls and all the money. That's in reach. I can do that. I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna win the World Series because it just doesn't seem. This seems more logical. So I think that it's a natural thing to lean towards that. That's why I believe in certain areas like Brooklyn, Staten Island, the boroughs, you either become a city worker or you become a criminal. It's just the way it goes. Or certain dudes become like stock guys and, they do all that. But I think that
these are the industries, whether
they're
legal or illegal, that you see.
It's your influence. Yeah. Who are you around, right? If I'm from a family of investment bankers, why are military dudes, most of their kids become military? Because they're influenced from military. If you're around a criminal element, that seems very natural for you to do.
And that was around you when you were growing up?
My whole life, yeah, of course. It's the only thing I knew. It's the only thing I saw. And even if it was legitimate business, there was somebody had a finger on somebody.
Had a finger on somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
Finger.
That's just the way it was.
Yeah.
So as you kind of look at that as like a normalization of, and it normalizes your acts, where things that seem normal, that when you talk to people now when you're older and it's like, oh yeah, this was happening. And they're like, what? Is that a movie? And you're like, no, that was just like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people.
So you saw all the old guard out there get rolled up. You lived that life.
They were all there. They all went there in the 70s and 80s. That's when we got there. Yeah, it was. Listen, it's one of those places, and I think that's why it's considered the way it is now. It's a strange place. And I know because I just went back and lived there for 4 years. There are certain people, there are certain things, like you don't beep at somebody at like when the light turns yellow, because the dude could be 60 and he's going to get out and just pound on you. Like, that's just the way it is there. It's always had that kind of feeling of like, watch out. Like there were groups when we were young. It's so crazy shouting people out, but it's like there was a group we always joke around called OTS, Out to Snuff. They were like people who just literally would roll up on people and just knock them out. And there were people, the toughest kids I ever seen in my life were doing that stuff, robbing ATMs, and trying to be the minor leagues for criminal organizations. That's just the way it was. And there's millions of movies and things about it. So when you grow up around it, you just, again, it seems natural and normalized.
Did you see the Wu-Tang 4-part series?
Yeah, of course I did.
How'd you feel about it?
I mean, it made Staten Island look a certain way. They skipped over way too much. I would like to see stuff.
When you say a certain way, be more specific.
I think the big misconception about New York City is Manhattan is very intertwined. People come from all over, right? They're forced to work with each other. But I think New York in general is very separated.
Yes,
It
it's
always
very
has been.
segregated. Let's
Very
be specific.
segregated.
We have the most segregated public school system in the country. Okay. Like that is open dialogue right now.
Which to outside people they would never think that.
Right.
Right?
Because they lie. Because, we lie. America likes to run marketing schemes like we're the melting pot. Ain't shit melting. We're like a tossed salad.
Right.
Nothing melted. We're just kind of on top of each other.
Like a crouton on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheese. Nothing. It's like not together.
It's not
just
together.
laying
We're
on
just
top of
in
each
here.
other. Got it. It's like a salad you buy.
But Staten Island is very segregated. Always has been. Yes?
Always has been.
And did you not like seeing that on the Wu-Tang doc? Is that what you're saying?
No. It's honest. I love honesty.
But so what's the certain way when you say it made it look a certain way?
I don't think a lot of people knew that.
Oh, got it.
I don't think a lot of people listen. I think Staten Island's one of those places that I knew growing up that it was like I was a skateboard kid, so we'd come in here, and the thing is, times have changed dramatically, right? You were in bars when you were 11. You were getting highly messed up and coming to clubs at 13, 14.
Yeah, New York was different in the 80s.
Yeah, this is like
80s.
when you go to a bar and it'd be like nickel pitchers. Imagine people doing nickel pitchers of beer right now. People would be out of it. Like it was just the things had changed very much, and I think that because we were always on the outskirts there, we had a chip on our shoulder. So the Wu-Tang gave us our first license to be proud of where we were from. Because most people who had lived in Staten Island had moved there from Brooklyn. So when you would ask people from Staten Island, where you from, they're going from Brooklyn. Nah, homie, your family moved here when you were 5. You're from Staten Island. Right. But we never wanted to say it. And then 92, 93 hit, and it was like, where you from? It's Shaolin.
So
that's right.
Now, would you say racially Wu-Tang brought the island together?
100%. Changed everything. Because here's the craziest thing about Staten Island.
And did the elders hate it? Did older people hate it?
They didn't understand it. They didn't know. But listen, the whole thing with the elders is crazy, right? Because at the same time, everybody's listening to Miles Davis and everybody's listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Al Green. Everybody. Sinatra's right next to Sammy Davis
Quincy
Jr.
Jones, all that shit, yeah.
All that stuff's being consumed in a certain way. What the Wu did was all the bars and clubs that you used to go to in Staten Island were all on Bay Street and Park Hill and West Brighton and all that. Like that's where you went from the ages of 12 up. You didn't really go back then. You didn't go to. There were no other bars to go to, so you were always in the hood hanging out. They were selling tapes. Everybody was playing. I mean, I'll never forget at the age of 14 seeing like the Jungle Brothers playing it on stage and Biz Markie and like everybody would be there. Rob Bass would come like multiple times, him and Easy Rock. And it would be like, that's what you were there. When the Wu came, it was your identity because we would always hear people from the Bronx, from Brooklyn, but there was never someone from the island. And now it wasn't just someone from the island. It was superheroes, true superheroes. Yeah. And then they weren't like not talking about the island. They were wearing it like a badge of honor. Mm-hmm. Meth and all, like literally coming out saying, this is where we're from. This is who we are. So it gave all of us this like major confidence where we were like, oh, we're not wrong. We get it. We have a voice now, and we also we can be proud of where we're from. And again, that was just one aspect, right? There's always problems with places. So I felt like and that's why I'm so glad they just named the street after them and kind of changed it. I think that the Wu changed the island. But until there's a subway going there, it's never going to change.
Really?
Never. No.
Till there's a train stop.
No, it can't. Nobody wants to wait. It's 7 miles away, and it takes 2.5 hours to get there on the Verrazano and stuff. And the ferry, it's just too much of a hassle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. You can go anywhere.
I got to introduce you to Patty Duke when this interview's over. He's been working here 25 years. Catches that ferry every day.
It's hectic unless you live in St. George.
Yeah, but that's part of the story for him. Like, that's, but that's the thing about New York. The struggle to survive is woven into the mystique of the city. Like, 100%. What it takes to do something. Like, people thrive on that. And when you move somewhere else, and maybe you can attest to this because you don't live here now, right? No, you don't live in New York.
I just moved a year and a half
ago. Do you miss some of that?
So here's the love. You can't take a snapshot. I take snapshots of New York. I romanticize New York heavy in my head, right? Especially being gone the last year and a half. I'm in Austin, Texas right now. I lived in LA 15 years. I see New York and I romanticize it. I got 3 dogs and 2 little kids. It's hard to live in New York, right? It's hard when it snows. It's cold like 9 months a year here now. Yeah. Like, it's just hard. But when it's nice and the fall comes, there's like no place in the world.
Were you here this past weekend?
No.
It's
just like there's literally, it's one of those.
It was one of those.
You walk around, you go, I'm
but
in
it
the greatest city in the world.
The plot twist is the weather when it's cold makes you really appreciate these. Like, we just had a week, just yesterday was amazing. Like, it was 75.
But you're angry. People are angry in the cold.
Oh, yeah, all day.
Angry.
I enjoy that too, though. Yeah. And I'm not from here.
No, I know.
Like, oh, we mad today? We don't like each other today?
Right.
Yeah, fuck you too.
Yeah,
like, I need that. I like that energy. That's
people
good
are
energy.
Angry. So again,
Get cursed out by some hot chick on the street.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Yeah.
And people are in a rush. Nobody's got time. Nobody's got time because everybody's worried about their money here. Because everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
So no matter how much money you have, you're worried about your money.
And now the new battle, the city doesn't even want you here. That's the new battle. They don't want you here. They don't want you to drive here. The trains don't fucking work. You can't fucking get on the fucking shit. The shit is too expensive. Shit ain't on time. Shit is broken. It's a fucking disaster, bro. And then you got a whole influx of people who are moving here for tech jobs and little, fucking Disney just bought up some shit. Google just bought that West Side Highway shit that's been there for years. I hear the UPS thing down here is getting turned into condos and Disney's buying some shit and fucking Amazon just bought some other smaller buildings.
Every city now. But this is my thing. After living in LA,
you know what you can get a felony for?
What?
Remember they used to harass kids for jumping this turnstile? You know the new shit? They give kids felonies for joyriding on them city bikes. A fucking felony. And the city bike company won't reduce the price because of the price of the bike. So they call it stealing. So if they catch a bunch of kids joyriding the city bikes, kids, man.
But they're leaving it out there. It's like tempting you to do something.
It's kids, but it's fucking kids, bro. They're just joyriding city bikes.
Again,
so you can get a felony.
Nature of why they're
right, but you can get a
felonies.
felony for just being a mischievous kid living in New York. We're talking about how hard it is. A fucking felony.
So it basically, again, now this leads me into where I'm at right now. Whereas, again, living in LA, living in Austin, living in New York, my fear, which has come true, is that every city seems the same. They're kind of like, unless you're talking about weather and landscape, it's all becoming the same. There's multiple Starbucks. There's multiple people. There's the same kind of restaurants. They put up faux brick to look like old brick because they don't, to make it look like the certain area. But it's not what it used to be. It's a version of what it used to be. Mm-hmm. So all the cities become very similar. And what used to be so dope about living in New York, and definitely same with LA, the West Coast, the Bay, like they were very unique.
It felt different.
I live here because I like this. I live here because I like this. Well, now every place has traffic. Every place is crazy. Every place is, has that
Every place
same
has
thing.
gentrification, homeless problems, fucking expensive living, all the same restaurants.
There's no uniqueness.
Yeah.
So that's
government issues.
And then with that uniqueness made you unique. So if you were a New Yorker who went to the West Coast, you were like, oh, that dude's from New York. He's crazy. He's this, he's that. He talks all the time. He overtalks people. He talks loud. He talks fast. And if he's from the West Coast, man, he's so chill. He's this, he's that. It's not, so everything's kind of becoming the same where nobody's from anywhere.
Right.
Which maybe is a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Now, what we do know and what I've seen on your Instagram is you're very health conscious. Mm-hmm. You are into ounce water.
Yep.
Which I have talked about a lot on the program, which
Correct.
I am a partner with you on this ounce water.
Yep.
We've gotten some hot water lately. Some people were mad at us.
It's funny.
Some people were mad at us because they said that
the alkaline water.
Well, they said that we were promoting drinking 40s.
Yeah.
When we come from an era where you guys allowed corporations to poison people.
Yeah.
But these same people are mad at us for promoting water.
Yeah.
Still haven't removed the 40s out of the goddamn store.
Yeah.
So who the fuck you mad at?
Yeah. You had the best line that I've ever heard in regards to this. I use it a lot. Somebody said, what are you going to do next? Put broccoli in a Newport box? And you said, if it gets motherfuckers to eat broccoli, you're damn right I am.
Yes.
Right. So here's the thing. People don't drink enough water.
That's right.
Facts. Okay? People need to drink more water. When this idea was originated, it was originated in a measuring system of water. 10-ounce bottles, 20-ounce bottles, 30-ounce bottles, 40-ounce bottles, 50-ounce bottles. I could not afford to do all the SKUs. When we did all this, it came to a recommendation of a good average is 80 ounces of water a day. We can do 2. The 2 best things divisible by 80 are 40 and 20. Those were the 2, right? If it was up to me, I was pushing for the 10 and the 50, and everybody told me, no, 10's too small, 50's too big to carry. So I was like, okay. We did the 20 and the 40. An Arizona iced tea that has a ton of sugar in it is in a tall boy can. I'm trying to figure this out, right? If you really go into the whole thing, water guns are water in a gun. I got to see where we're going with all this.
But
right?
that's why it's ridiculous, and that's why, like, I don't know where you were at on it. We didn't really talk about it, but me, I laughed at it because the reason I reached out to you and we didn't have a relationship.
Yeah.
I reached out to the company making 40-ounce waters because I was like, wow, there's a company doing anything that they can to actually get people to try and save their life. Right? Like, get the fuck off the sodas, get the fuck off the fucking beer, get off all that shit, drink this shit. It reminds you of something if you know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, it's just a 40-ounce of water.
My mom has no idea what it is, right? Like certain people I know, old heads, have no idea what it is. All they know is it makes them drink more water, right? So they drink 420s. They're like, oh my God, I just drank a whole 40 ounces of water.
I was like, yo, this company really loves you. They're trying to get you to be cool with drinking water. And I talk about water all day well, I don't talk about it as much as I used to, but there was a period I used to fucking every artist that came up here, do you eat vegetables? Because there were a lot of these artists, the whole mumble rapper thing. And they were doing lean and they were doing all this other shit. And so they were like 18, 19 years old. And I was like, yo, do you drink water? Because I know water gives you a certain level of hydration, but people don't even know pH stands for power of hydration.
Yeah. There you go. Also,
so it's telling you what is your power of hydration balance.
What is also it's evolution of we're taking negatives to positives, but it's also evolution of the mind where it's like we're not doing that anymore, right? That's over with. It's almost like how people like if you smoke weed and you can't handle THC, right? But you still want to get the benefits of marijuana, you got CBD, right? So you're getting that and you're getting all the benefits that come with cannabis without the THC.
That's right.
Forget about the alcohol, right? Like leave that away. Forget about that whole thing. All we're saying is drink more water. Like we're literally just saying we want you to drink more water. Mm-hmm. That's it. And this might be miserable to my investors, but I don't even care if you don't drink ours. Just drink more water because I know that people who drink more water feel better.
You sleep better.
They eat less.
You think clearer. Your emotions ain't
clearer.
bouncing all over the fucking place.
These are all facts. So all I'm just saying is I had to come up with a way for me because I drink a gallon of water a day, sometimes more if I'm training for like a race or something, where it's like, how is going to be the easiest way for me traveling all the time? Because I was in my head, because I'm so OCD, I'd be like 33.7, 16.8, 16.9. I'm trying to add. I was like, man, just do it in even numbers, 10, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. And let people drink water. The design of the whole thing came from, okay, well, I want it to be simple. It was back, if you know anything about, I don't know if it was just New York, but everywhere, it was like no frills. It'd be like you'd see like a white can and it just have black writing. And it would
the
just
generic
be like
joint.
beer. Yeah, generic. Just generic stuff. Make it simple for people. Put a number, 10, 20.
See, that's your thing. I jumped in and asked to be a part of the company because I was like, I wanted to turn a negative into a positive. This shit poisoned the hood. And now people that lived in this era who are older can actually see this and go, yo, you know what? They're trying to get me to drink more water. That was my whole thing about it because I drink a lot of fucking water.
It's crazy.
Then come to find out this water tastes the best out of any other water out there. I didn't know that part going into it.
It's crazy that, everybody has their, I get, this is no joke, and I'll give people access to my DMs if they want them, is like, I get so many messages per day of people who are like, I could never drink water and I didn't realize how easy it is with this simple thing. And what I get from a lot of other people is, I can't believe I didn't think about that. because it is just a simplistic formula to like make you know what you're drinking, right? Like, oh, because we're in the numbers society, right? How many steps you take, how many this, like it's all about how much you do, right? We're just talking about how many miles you ride on a bike. It's all about numbers.
Right.
So that's kind of what the deal is with this.
Get your ounce water, man.
That's it, man.
It's available all over New York. Taking over New Jersey soon.
New Jersey, New York, tri-state area fully, and then we'll do the national push. But we're about to drop because of one of our new partners, who is very totally cool with us saying that he's involved. But you know who it is.
Oh, Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my brother, songwriter.
Yeah, and he's we're gonna drop a whole alkaline thing, which we're pretty hyped about.
So listen, ladies and gentlemen, Theo Rossi is in the movie Vault, which drops on Friday. Make sure you go pick that up.
Yep.
It's great to see you, sir.
Great to see you as well.
Love you, brother.
Yeah, I love you
All right,
too,
man. Look, check him out in Vault. Give it up one time, Theo Rossi, ladies and gentlemen.